Hello, and a very, very, very warm welcome to all of you piano lovers the world over. As you know, it's been a while since my last video, and there's a reason for it. My student Yuvichia returned to China after studying for 4 years for her PhD at the University of Colorado. She was a wonderful student, very, very gifted, very musical, very brilliant, and she gave me the very handsome and noble gift of her piano before she left. It's a Kawai K200 model. It's made specially for apartments, so it's not very loud, it's not too big, it's just right. As you all know, I live in an apartment building, and I am, of course, more grateful than I can say. And you know, for 20 years I played on the digital piano, and they are so useful. They're light, they can produce a harpsichord sound, you can practice in the middle of the night with earphones. They have so many virtues, and they served me well for 20 years. But at last, I'm happy once again to have a real acoustic piano in my life. As I said, both have their virtues, and most of you viewers might be having acoustic pianos. So I must say that they are so useful too, and they get better and better and better all the time. Having said that, I have two short pieces of intermediate level that I would like to share with you today. The first is what's called in English anthologies The Happy Farmer or The Joyous Farmer by Robert Schumann. So when I learned this when I was growing up, I imagined a German farmer singing at 7 a.m. as the sun was rising, going to work, singing very happily on his way to work. There was something wrong with this. One does not sing happily on one's way to work. One sings happily on one's way back home from work. And that is exactly what Schumann had written. He called the piece Der fröhliche Landmann von den Arbeit Zuruckkommen. Der fröhliche Landmann, the happy farmer, von der Arbeit zurückkommen means from work returning. The happy farmer returning from work. Now this happy music makes complete sense. The happy farmer is returning home from work, looking forward to the warm, delicious dinner that his wife has prepared for him. Now, so the tune is in the bass, and then in the middle of the piece, a second voice joins him in the treble. And his wife, the great pianist Clara Schumann, when she was teaching this piece to their daughter, Eugenia, told her, she said, you see, now, she said about the second voice, now his little son joins him as he sings. So maybe his son, when met him halfway home or whatever, waiting for his dad to come home. So then you have two voices. Now, Schumann wrote this piece for his children. As you know, the Schumanns had 7 children. Clara, poor thing, was always pregnant. And she was overjoyed with her first pregnancy, her second. But from the 4th pregnancy, she was a little upset. What will become of my playing? She wrote in her journal. But she loved her children. And so did Schumann, so much so that he wrote special piano pieces for them. Now, while Clara Schumann was traveling all over Europe giving concerts, earning money to support herself and her family, Schumann, as a composer, could never earn enough. And Clara always played to sold out audiences, so she could make a lot more money, and she was happy to do so. While she was traveling giving concerts, Schumann would give his children piano lessons. And if they played well, he would open the drawer of his desk and give them 1 penny for playing well. And when he wrote this piece for his children, among several others, that he collectively called Album für die Jugend, Album for the Young, he wrote to his publisher to please make a special velvet-covered edition with gilt-edged pages, because he wanted a very special edition, first edition, for these pieces. Now, this album for the young is written for students and must not be confused with his Kindersingen, which he wrote when he was still engaged to Clara, that is, before there were any children. In those days, people married first and then they had children, which is the normal order of things. And so when he was still young, engaged to Clara, and the Kindersingen is Schumann looking back on his childhood and Clara's childhood. Those pieces, the Kindersingen, are to be played by an adult looking back on childhood. They're not meant to be played by children at all, right? As different from the Joyous, which is written for students, not necessarily children, but anyone who is at intermediate level of piano. So here we are, der Folicher Landmann von der Arbeit Zuruckkommen by Schumann. Now this will be my first video on this piano, so I'm a little excited and I don't know how, it will upload onto the computer. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and I'm very, very happy, very, very grateful to you, Lucia, for her wonderful gift. The Happy Farmer Returning Home from Work by Robert Schumann. Please enjoy this wonderful, beautiful piece. And it's most piano and tones. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and like. But above all, please write your comment. I eagerly look forward to your comments. And I promise to respond to every single comment. So once again, my friends, it's been wonderful seeing you again. And until next time, please keep playing the piano.